Did you spit on somebody?
I didn't know she was there or just spitting.
What we want to do today is, he has guns. And
how do you know that?
Well, I know that because he likes to shoot them off at night.
To get his attention, to get his dog out of my yard.
How do you know the dog is in your yard?
Because I step in the crap.
Oh.
And it ain't funny. It ain't funny because I don't know I step in it. And then I track it in my house. And my whole house smells like.
You talking about BS, you going to hell. Straight, you're gonna burn up in hell. You're a two-faced liar. And you will be casting this judgment for the people, by the people, by judgment.
Well, ho, ho, ho.
Excuse me, sir.
What
Stop
you got
hoeing,
down
please.
there?
This is not a ho-ho situation.
What you got down there? You've been shaking all night long.
The plaintiff is suing his neighbor to have his guns confiscated and his gun permit revoked.
Well, I'm here today representing my family and my neighbors because we have a really unruly neighbor who keeps shooting his firearms off because some of the local dogs and maybe mine are pooping in his yard. At least that's what he says anyway.
He's also asking for $5,500 in monetary damages for stress counseling.
We would like Judge Jackie to take away his guns and give us some money for counseling for me and my family and our dog.
The defendant is countersuing for the plaintiff and his family to attend disability classes, an NRA conference, and pet management training.
Well, I didn't want to be here. My sorry neighbor keeps calling the law on me because I was firing my guns. But I have a good reason. His dog poops in my yard. I step in it, drag it in the house, and I don't want him coming over and I don't want his dog in my yard. And he's trying to take my guns away. And that's why I'm here.
He claims that they've been a nuisance to him.
Well, I'm a retired sheriff, and I want to be alone. I don't want anybody bothering me, and I put a lot of people behind bars that might come after me, so I wanted to be on the end of the road there where nobody can find me, and I can just be left alone.
Cage in court is now in session. There'll be no chewing, no talking, no cell phone. The Honorable Justice Jackie is presiding. All the litigants have been sworn in. This is case number 420. See no evil. Go straight ahead, about 10 yards. Come on, just a little more. Just a little more. Okay, so now you're gonna turn. Right, now the judge. There go. She's right there. Copy there.
Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Okay, we have
morning.
our second case for today. Case involving weapons. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You're the defendant in this matter. Plaintiff has filed, I understand you have a counterclaim. I will be listening to the facts. I want both of you all to tell me what's going on, and so that I can make a decision to try to help you all. I understand you all are neighbors. Is that correct?
That's right.
So let's see what we got going on.
We're neighbors now, and as of about 3 months ago, and we've been in the neighborhood for a couple of years. Me, my wife, we wanted to make him feel welcome into our neighborhood, so we went over and visited with him a little bit, and we didn't know anything about him or his past, or we didn't even know that he was blind.
You, your wife, and tell me your kids. How old are your kids?
My kids are 2, 4, and 7.
And tell me about your dog.
Her name is Maddie. But it was just me and my wife who went over to visit him, and we didn't get such a kind reception, so it kind of went south right off the bat.
What do you mean by that?
We said, hey, welcome to the neighborhood, basically, and he said, well, it's not my neighborhood yet, but I'll make it my neighborhood, and then he spit on my wife.
Say what?
And
how do you know that?
Well, I know that because he likes to shoot them off at night sometimes, and he seems to be upset when dogs poop in his yard.
These two aren't neighborly friendly at all. More to come after the break. We're back in session as we hear more from this case.
He spit on my wife.
Sir, you didn't do that, did you?
I didn't know she was there or just spitting.
Was it tobacco, or just spit, or snuff, or something?
No, it was just spit, but he must have heard her talking.
Is that when you realized he may be blind when he spat on your wife?
Well, no, he came to the door with a cane and everything like that. So, you know.
Tell me what else.
What we want to do today is he has guns.
And
he
how do
likes,
you know that?
Well, I know that because he likes to shoot them off at night sometimes. And he seems to be upset when dogs poop in his yard. That's his primary motivation for shooting his guns randomly into the air, hopefully into the air.
And so what would you like for me to do, sir?
Well, me and my wife, we would like to have his guns confiscated because he doesn't seem fit
Are you
to...
trying to get me? Are you trying to get me in trouble?
No, it's just in his case, he doesn't seem fit
Okay. Did you feel
have a
like you were in
permit.
danger? Tell me, give me some more
I
facts.
do have a permit.
Yeah, I believe he does have a permit. I understand he used to be a police officer. I don't think if I was blind, I would be able to get a permit for
So
guns.
you're saying that this gentleman is shooting guns in the air somewhere, so near your family? Anybody hit?
Well,
I'm
not
sort
that I
of
know
baffled.
of. And I don't know that he's hit any dogs or anything like that, but I don't know if that's for lack of trying.
I'm
or-
not shooting at anybody.
I don't know how
So
he
are
would
you
know
shooting?
that.
Wait, just a minute. Are you shooting, sir? Do you have a weapon?
At my home, I do.
Hopefully you don't have it here. So why are you shooting?
To get his attention, to get his dog out of my yard.
How do you know the dog is in your yard?
Because I step in the crap. And it ain't funny. It ain't funny because I don't know I step in it. And then I track it in my house. My whole house smells like.
I feel his pain, Your Honor. I'm a dog owner, so
Oh, yeah. Keep your
I know what that's
dog out of my
like.
yard.
Okay, sir. Tell me about these weapons you have. How many weapons do you have?
Oh, I got a few.
What's a
but
few?
I've only shot my
what kind?
pistol. That's a 380.
You got a 380,
It's a semi-automatic.
semi-automatic.
I don't empty the whole clip. I just shoot 5 or 6 at a time.
Oh my God! How many neighbors do you have?
I hope he's the only one.
Okay, so how you?
Let me explain this. I bought this house, I guess, about 3 months ago. It's supposed to be the end of the block, a dead end, and I wanted no neighbors, but this doofus comes over right away, introducing himself, wanting to be Mr. Neighbor, and I don't want a neighbor. I don't want any company.
Do you have family?
No, ma'am.
No family. How old are you, sir?
I'm 66. No
Or have you
family.
abandoned your family? I mean,
I got a couple of ex-wives, but they don't come around. I don't want them around. I just want to be by myself.
you didn't spit on anybody. Is that? Let me understand that.
I'm sorry.
Were you trying to spit at someone, or you say you don't want anyone around?
Speak up a little, Judge.
Did you spit on anyone?
Oh, he says I did.
Well, sir,
Sometimes I might have to spit in a minute. I don't mean to spit on somebody.
don't stand too close to him.
It's real funny to everybody. You got me here at this dog and pony show. He drugged me. I don't want to be here.
okay, let's get serious here. Now, sir,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm concerned. You got a 380, you got a semi-rifle, and you're shooting. Are you putting human life in danger over some dog
Nobody.
food?
I was shooting in the air to get his attention about it because I don't have a phone. I wouldn't call him if I did because I don't want to talk to him. I want him to know I'm pissed off.
The defendant says he is tired of this crap, literally. What more does he have to say? Stay tuned. The defendant is accused of spitting on the plaintiff's wife and carelessly shooting in the neighborhood. Will Justice Jackie put an end to it? Stay with us.
I understand, and I don't want you here if you're going to be spitting.
I'm not going to spit it.
Let's
Your
get
Honor,
through this.
I'm not going to spit in court. What is
If you need
this?
to spit, it's a napkin. If you need to
All
spit,
right.
yes, sir.
If I need to.
Okay, let's get serious here. Now, sir,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm concerned. You got a 380, and you got a semi-rifle, and you're shooting. Are you putting human life in danger over some dog
Nobody.
food?
I was shooting in the air to get his attention about it because I don't have a phone. I wouldn't call him if I did because I don't want to talk to him. I want him to know I'm pissed off.
I see that you're certainly pissed off shooting a rifle.
I
Shooting
didn't
a
shoot my rifle. I just shot my pistol.
Shooting a pistol, whatever, and human life is in danger.
Well, I'm at the end of the road, not supposed to be anybody. I know which direction his house is. I don't ever shoot.
So how do you know his dog? It's his dog. It could be another neighbor's dog.
I hear him calling that dog. And
What's his name?
I'd like to be able to walk out in my own yard and sit down and listen to nature. Worst thing I did is not get a fence, I guess. I should have got a fence.
Well, at the end of the day, you might have to get one today because I'm really concerned with you shooting a weapon up in the air.
Keep him out.
What do you want from him?
Well, he's suing me, so I figured I'd counter-sue him because just for the aggravation of dragging me to court. And also, he needs to get his dog to obedience class or something. Maybe he should go to an NRA meeting or disability thing so he'd understand a little better that he's really invading my privacy.
I thought I saw something where you want him to go to the NRA meetings or conference.
He'd understand then that I know gun safety.
For I understand that you may have had some degenerative problems.
I had 34 years in law enforcement. Just started off as a regular cop in a little town. Retired from the sheriff's department about 10 years ago.
You're trained to use a weapon.
Oh, yes. I've been trained for 30 years with a weapon.
Okay, well, finish telling me. I'm sorry I interrupted.
I was working for the sheriff's department. I'm diabetic, and my eyesight started going, so I had to retire before I just completely lost my sight. And then I moved out to the country because I got a lot of enemies, a lot of people I put behind bars. I didn't want them to know where I was and be their victim, so that's why I moved out on the end of this road, and I don't want anybody messing with me. I've got Meals on Wheels comes by during the weekdays about noon and brings me some food, and there's a lady from a church.
So you don't shoot at anybody?
I don't shoot them. No, there's only 2 people allowed at my house, and this lady from the church, she comes over and helps clean it up. She home cooks meals and packs them in my freezer and refrigerator so I can just put them in the microwave so I'm self-contained. Those 2 people, the lady from the church and the Meals on Wheels, nobody else is allowed in my house.
Well, you know, sir, and I'll come back to you, plaintiff. You know, we all have a right to bear arms. In fact, I have 2 guns myself. But you know what? I can't go around shooting at the dogs because they poop in my yard. So you have to have some compassion. And this man came to your house, tried to befriend you. You know, and I agree that dogs, you know, they should be on a leash. You know, there's some city ordinance, and I'm going to get him to read all about that. But we just can't be shooting the weapons in the air. That bullet could hit somebody. Do you ever think about that? You're in law enforcement. You should know. Does it not matter to you?
I don't want to shoot nobody, and I don't try to shoot his dog. Just letting off a little steam.
Isn't there another way that you can let off steam? What about if you hit somebody? Wouldn't you feel bad?
You talking to me now?
I'm talking to you. What about if one of those bullets, it could have been stray, it hit that, he got 3 kids. And
I feel awful. But they better not be on that end of the road, because that's my property.
The defendant says it's his constitutional right to bear arms. Don't go away. We're back in session as we hear more from this case.
What about that bullet ricocheted? He has, why, sir, where's your wife? She's not here today.
Oh, she's working.
What about it hit somebody? Wouldn't you feel bad?
You talking to me now?
I'm talking to you. What about if one of those bullets, it could have been stray, it hit that, he got 3 kids. And
I feel awful. But they better not be on that end of the road, because that's my property. And I shoot off in the air.
You are a dangerous man, I can see that. And so what would you like for me to do, sir?
He shot off his gun a couple times, you know, about the first month or so, and my wife didn't want me to make a big deal out of it, basically.
She's a nice woman.
Yeah, she's nice. She's nicer than I am about it because I wanted to do something about it that day. You know, I was going to confront him or something like that.
You better be careful. I don't know. You want to see him with a gun. I mean, you don't want to meet him.
I didn't think he'd see me coming, but anyway.
That's low.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
he can hear, seems like he can, well, I don't know if he can hear very well, but go on.
I don't know. I think he may be acting a little bit for sympathy here for you, but anyway, that wasn't the first instance. The second time that this happened, though, about a month after that, We had a party at our house. We had a lot of guests over and anything like that. There was nobody parking in his yard. We weren't bothering him at all. You know, he was shooting off his guns again in the middle of the night, and one of my guests called the police. That was the second time.
Police come out?
They didn't need my permission to call the cops. I thought it was
Absolutely not.
perfectly
So
justified.
did officers come to your house?
No, they didn't come to my house that time. They just went over to his house.
What happened?
What I learned later was that they just talked to him and then they left.
What
And
did the officers tell you, sir?
I knew they were coming because I got a scanner.
You got a
But-
scanner.
Yeah, all I can do is listen to stuff. So I listen to the scanner. I listen to the radio.
Well, what did the officers
But,
say, sir?
That night, his party was so loud I couldn't even hear my radio, and I just shot my gun so he'd
What?
know that he had aggravated me. And
It wasn't about the dogs that particular
no,
night. It was about,
not during that party. They were
it
just
was
too
about
loud.
humans, right?
It was
beings.
humans. They were
You
too
had,
loud.
You had disregard for their lives. You just went out there and started shooting?
No. My windows were closed and they were still too loud. I couldn't hear my radio.
Couldn't
I
hear
just
that?
wanted them to be quiet.
And so what did you do?
I just went out into my yard and aimed the other way in the air. And I think I shot 3, 4, I don't know, bullets. And then I went back inside.
You went back inside.
Right.
So I want to
And
know,
then
what did the officer tell you?
He asked me the situation. I explained how the dog craps in my yard all the time, how I just want to be left alone, and that I was a retired sheriff, and I think that I kind of won him over.
Wow.
And they just said that they would talk to him about keeping the dog off my property. They understood I want to be left alone.
When you fire a weapon, what happens? Could it kill somebody?
It could, but I'm not going to. It just releases my anxiety. I've got no outlet.
Can you find another way? Maybe
If I
you should
could
get
see,
your
I'd
dog.
whoop his ass.
Justice Jackie has her ruling after the break. We're back in session as we hear more from this case.
Did the officer say anything to you, sir?
they didn't say anything to us that night.
Well, he
No.
asked me to stop shooting.
He asked you to stop shooting.
He did.
Did he take your gun?
No, he didn't take my
Did
guns.
he give you a ticket?
Nope.
I mean,
I'm really
really?
concerned. I'm really concerned. How long have you been blind?
Well, it's been 2 or 3 years now that my eyes went out.
Have you ever taken any anger management classes?
I didn't need any.
I think so. You want the plaintiff to go to some meetings. Is that correct? And you want him put his dog on a leash. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And what else do you want?
Well, I wouldn't mind getting some money for him dragging
You didn't
me up
ask for
here.
no money.
Getting some money. He's trying to sue me for some money, saying that anxiety or some crap.
But when you think he'd have anxiety,
He gives me anxiety.
so why shouldn't he? You have a weapon.
Well,
you know, as an officer, you know what a weapon does? When you fire a weapon, what happened? Could it kill somebody?
It could, but I'm not going to. It just releases my anxiety. I've got no outlet.
Can you find another way? Maybe
if
you
I
should
could
get
see,
your
I'd
dog.
whoop his.
I tell you what, I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere here. Tell me what you want. What would you like to see?
So we really would like to have his guns taken away from him, even though, you know, I have pistol too, so I believe in that. That's fine. I don't think that he should be allowed to have them anymore. And I'm also asking for $5,500 for stress counseling, and that's mainly for my family and the dog.
Do you have any evidence, anything to prove that you, that stress factor?
No, it's.
You didn't bring anything?
No,
You
that's
want me to just take your word for that?
That's just what we've been quoted as. That would be the cost for it.
Okay.
I mean, money's tight now. We can't do it
You got to
first.
prove your damages, sir. I tell you what, you don't have any evidence to that.
Oh, Your Honor,
Oh.
I'm sorry. I should have removed my hat. I'm in court.
Well, you should have, but out of respect, I didn't say anything. You're having enough problems.
He starts off with a pistol, but what if he switches to a shotgun next or something else like that? You know,
We're gonna deal with that. You know, I'm all for gun rights, and this is Cajun court and it's arbitration. And I tell you what, I'm really concerned about this gun. If I were you, I'd make sure my dog was on a leash. I would walk that dog, and I stay away. I'd go the opposite way, because he ain't playing. I can tell that. So, sir, I want you to do a little counseling. I think you should be counseled about your anger management. I know you don't like, it seems to me you don't like people, and you definitely don't like dogs.
I just don't want to step in the crap.
And I understand it, because I don't like that either.
If
I
your house
understand your
smells
position.
like mine does now, You wouldn't like it.
I wouldn't. You are absolutely right. But I think you should have a little counseling on how to deal with people. And you can't be, shooting your guns up in the air.
I think I've gotten it out of my system.
So
Didn't
you
really
won't
want
be
to talk
you
to
won't be
him.
shooting at your guns up in the air.
I won't do it anymore.
You're saying that
Don't
you
take
would
my
not.
guns. I need them.
Well, he's asking for your guns to be confiscated. But what do you need a gun for?
What if somebody breaks in my house? If I hear my door window breaking, I can pretty much tell where to shoot.
And
Oh,
one of
come
the things,
on.
just because he is impaired, people who are visually impaired do have a right to have a gun, but you don't have a right to put human life in danger. So what I'm going to do, since you say you don't need it, do you have any, do the officers patrol the area where you live?
I mean, if they're called, but not normally. I'm sorry. I don't think he'd have. If anybody broke into his house, I don't know what he'd do about it.
He
I mean,
might
he
shoot
may.
I
him.
just told you.
He may have better sense of smell
Well,
than I
that's
do,
a
but
different- that's a
I can tell
different-
where you
if
are.
someone
I mean,
breaks
he
into his
ain't
house, that's a
Daredevil.
different thing. If somebody's inside breaks into his house, now he would have a right to protect himself, and he has a right to bear arms. What I'm going to do, sir, I'm not just going to just confiscate your gun. I'm going to have you take some counseling, okay? And it's going to be for about 90 days. And we're going to pray nobody breaks into your house. And then once you finish that counseling, you get me some certificate saying you finished. I'll let you have your gun back. But you cannot be shooting that dog. And, sir, you keep your dogs out of his yard.
yes, ma'am.
Because it's a dangerous thing. And I can't give you anything for counseling because you have no proof whatsoever that you attended counseling. And, sir, I'm not going to make them go to the NRA conference, although it is in Dallas. Maybe an interesting year this year. You have so much going on with these weapons, people firing weapons. Guns are killers. And I want you to recognize, sir, you could kill somebody. People that can see have problems. You never know where that bullet's going to hit. You never know where it's going to land.
Well, I'll
But I
abide
am
with
going to have
your
I am going to
decision.
have the plaintiff here to put his dog on a leash. Okay? Case closed.